Hi Sodik, congratulations for Alpha Global Leadership Academy's first year anniversary. Let's wait for others to join in. Okay, we've got 4 people with us. I hope I started in time. Let's wait for others to join in as well. Hello, Temito. I hope it's time. Yeah, it's 5 minutes up. What do you guys say? We wait for David, Aditutu, other members, or shall we start? Hello. Omutalani, hi. I wish it was a two-way process where I can also hear you, but I'll have to manage with the chat. So while we are waiting for everyone to join us, congratulations once again on your first anniversary. I am Anuradha Chawla. You can call me Anu to make it easy. So today's topic that's given to me is sustainable balanced life after COVID. So we all have gone through COVID and life had been difficult during that. Those 80 days were kind of difficult, sitting at home all day speculating what will happen next. And now that the horror or the much scary stuff is gone, still we have that, we are wondering what next, how should we go about life, what will happen now. So today we'll be talking about that. I think I see 12 members have joined. All right. Finally, David has also joined. Hi David, how are you? Congratulations once again to you. First anniversary, I know. Hi Aditutu, very happy to see you. So first anniversary is like, wow, just the honeymoon period. So I'm sure there must be a lot of enthusiasm. Everyone is exuberant and, enjoying in that glory of wow, we did so good. So amazing. Be with that feeling while we unfold today's session. So with your permission, shall I start the session, David? We must take permission from the director, right? I'll wait for your thumbs up and then I'll start. I guess we have some 300 plus people, members in the group, right? The Global Academy we have. Everyone, can you hear me? Can I have a thumbs up if you can hear me? All right. Oh, okay. I have to scroll up to see your comments, everyone. Hi, Ruth. Hello, Christabel. How are you? So good to see you all here. let's make an interesting session where we will all be very much interactive. So I once again welcome all of you. Hello there. Hello Faith. Wonderful. Hi Aditi. How are you? So guys, as we start the session, I will start with a question because I know you are going to put me on a spot by asking a lot of questions. So first question is from me to you. Tell me, what is success for you? While you are thinking about your success story, let me give you a little bit about me. I am life coach, performance coach Anuradha Chawla. My story started when I was a child. I had 4 brother sisters, so we had a huge family, 5 brother and sisters, and parents. Our grannies were not living with us. We had an amazing childhood, and then of course my college life. Very soon in my second year, I met a guy. I fell in love with him, and he is now my husband. So my first boyfriend was my husband, is my husband. And we got married at a very tender age, 19 years, and both of us were not earning much at that time. So from there our struggle to learn to earn started, and we understood that we have to actually struggle a lot to make both ends meet, because we were just kids at that time, you know. We started very humble. We started with small jobs, and gradually we picked up. He became self-employed. He started working and earning very well. I started earning, and that's how we build up our fortune. But believe me, it was a very tough ride. It was never easy. We had the pressure of making both ends meet, and then we had the luxury of actually enjoying everything that came our way. So God willing, we had a very successful journey together with lots of ups and downs, of course. So that's a little bit about me. So my success had been, wow, that I had to earn a lot. I had to do something good for my son. I had to make my parents proud. So that was, you know, my journey of success. And I was running in my corporate job, working round the clock, never knowing what is happening, you know, what will happen, but just running. And there came a time, 16 years and burnout case. I could not do anything else. I was not interested to work anymore. I was vice president of a very good MNC, a very good company, lots of friends, lots of people who knew me, who respected me, who loved me. But I wanted something more from life. So I started looking for my own calling, you know, what will keep me happy? What is my real definition of success? And I realized I really felt happy around people, helping them, counseling them, suggesting them, and then seeing that smile on their face when they were successful in their own endeavors. So that is when I realized that yes, life coach is something which will keep me happy, and I started my journey as a coach. And believe me, after I discovered what was my calling, that is the day when I started loving my success. That is the day when I started feeling successful, and I operated from the space of satisfaction. And that is when everything is a thumbs up for you. So Quinsley says, success to me is an achievement of desired goals. Amazing, beautiful. Your goals, right? Not somebody else's goals. Okay, James has the same. Success is achieving goals. Aditutu says, success to me is having a sense of fulfillment. Wonderful. And that fulfillment can only be felt once you are in touch with yourself. You know what you need. Chinay says, success is achieving your purpose, doing the things you have passion for and making money for it. Awesome. That's called Ikigai in Japanese. You've nailed it. Wonderful. Uday says, achieving goals. Uday also says purpose in life. Welcome, Quinsley. Wonderful. So I'll tell you what success is with a small story. There was a saint long time back. He had a disciple. He said that I want to be successful in life. I want to do something. And all he was saying was to impress his boss, the superior. So the superior guide took him to a pond, let's say some water body, and dipped his head in the water, deep inside the water, and said, the guy was, struggling for his life, wanted to come out of that water, but the boss guy, the elder guy, just kept on dipping his entire body in water. Tell me, if that happens to you, what is the first and the last thing you want? If somebody puts you in water, what is your need at that time? What will you need? What comes to your mind? I hope everyone can hear me. Aditutu says that audio is off, but I get responses. So guys, when the guy was dipped in water, the first and the last thing he needed was breath, air. He wanted to breathe. That is what success is. When you need success that desperately, that is when you will surely be successful. So Quinsley, you got the answer? He wanted air, he wanted to breathe because he was actually dying. He wanted to breathe and live. And that is how success can be yours. If you want success that desperately, that is when you will get success. And now comes your topic, your balanced life. Now friends, tell me, when we say balanced life, I always say balanced diet. So my son laughs at me that in the session you will say balanced diet. I'll tell you what components we have in a balanced diet. Proteins, carbohydrates, fats, minerals, this, that, right? That's how we talk about a balanced meal, a balanced diet. Now, what constitutes a balanced life? 4 components. Your health, your family, your friends, your work, where you make money from. When everything is in a balance, that is a balanced life, right? Thank you so much for all the greetings. I will carry on with the content on balanced life because that's where you all want to learn from, right? So balanced life has all these components, and there is a 4-burner theory on that. Now the theory goes, we all use gas, right? The gas burners. So I'm talking about a gas with 4 burners on it. So the factors, the key areas of life I said was your work, your family, your friends, your health, right? So we are talking about these 4 components which constitute our health, our balanced life, health of our life, right? Now, it so happens that if you are supplying gas, you will only supply it from one knob. So if 4 of the burners are on, the gas will be lesser, the flames will be slower. But if you put all your energies toward work, your work will start flourishing. If you put all energy on your family, what will happen? Your family life will be flourishing, happy, successful, lovely, beautiful, all around. That's how it goes live. Now, is it possible to have a balanced life? your friends are happy, your family is happy, you are healthy, and your work is doing awesome. Believe me, it is an illusion. It is a myth. Balanced life, if you want all these 4 factors, it is a myth, it can't happen. So what do you need to do? If you see a normal circle of a human's life, when we are from, let's say, a child to a 5-10 years old kid, what is important for us? Family and friends, right? We play around and we have an awesome family. When we grow up from 10 to 20, what happens? 10 to 20, we have amazing family. Or no, 10 to 20 is more of friends time, right? Friends and of course studies, your work. So when you move from your 20s to 30s, that is the time when you talk about, when you think about your work, your, you want to work harder, and probably your health. You want a good health. And then comes your 30s to 40s. Probably during that time your work is already going good, so you want to focus more on your family again. And then it is either new business ideas start, because 30 years you've been doing, or 35 years you are done, or 40 years you are done. Now you want to do something new. So either it is work or it is friends. Family of course is there. At that time, you have lived with your family for so long, but then your priority becomes this way. And if you move further ahead, then it is all towards your health and your family. At the end, you need a beautiful, supportive family to be by your side. That's how the circle of life goes on. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing those notes. Thank you. So that's how life goes about. So it is never about one thing, and it is never the same. Priorities keep changing. Now the most important thing is you have to decide your own definition of success. You cannot always be looking at others and wondering that I need to be successful like him, like her. Sorry, their success definition can only be money, and your success definition can be helping people, or the other person's definition of success can be having a beautiful family, taking care of children. Everybody's definition of success differs. We need to understand that, and we really need to make our own definition of success, not live somebody else's definition of success. You will not be happy even if you are successful. So make sure that you don't run after everything. Run after 2. If you run after 4, let's say I give you 4 rabbits, you run in all directions, you will not be able to catch even one rabbit. Whereas it's better to chase one and then second. Don't think about multitasking. I tell you, you have to keep a balance. You have to keep, let's say, your family and your friends are at 40%, and then your work, if you are at that age where we have to focus on work, that's the priority, then you have to subdue a little bit on the others and spike the work area. That's where you have to put your attention on. Now, how do you know? Absolutely, life has no duplicate. Yes, and neither have you. You don't have any duplicate. Your life is unique. Now, you know your, I don't know if you know your success definition. That's my area of expertise. I give one-on-one personal sessions to people to know their area of expertise, to know their happiness factor, to know their definition of success. That's how people get to know about themselves. So the starting for that is self-relationship. You need to have a strong self-relationship. If you know yourself, you have a strong relationship with yourself, what will you do? Will you just sit idle? Will you just all day keep sleeping? Will you do that? No. if you have a strong self relationship, you would certainly make sure that you do a positive talk to yourself, you do a pep talk to yourself, you are self-aware, you do well in life, and you're always at a spree to personal growth because you love yourself. You are your best friend. What do you do for your best friend? You give gifts, you congratulate, you greet, you express your love. Now, when you have a strong self relationship, you embrace yourself, you pat yourself, you do awesome things for yourself. That is what we as coaches do. We help you know yourself, get into an awareness about your strengths, your weaknesses, work on your strengths, develop yourself, and do an amazing job for yourself. You know, you can be wonderful people if you know what you need in life. If you're actually going for an amazing time with yourself, that's what I want all of you to do. Because once you have an amazing self relationship, so once you have an amazing self relationship, only then you would actually give a positive pep talk to yourself. Expect more from you. Know your potential. So guys, that's what I tell everyone, that it starts with you, it ends with you. Be your best friend, know yourself, know your strengths, know your weaknesses, and give yourself a positive pep talk always. First thing in the morning when you get up, just pat your back. Wonderful. When you look at the mirror, say, I look beautiful. Do a positive talk to yourself and see wonders happening in your life. Alright. So we spoke about success. We spoke about a balanced life. We spoke about self-relationship. Are you all with me? I hope you learnt your lessons from that. Patience says, love yourself as your best friend. Awesome. Very right. Success is by setting goals. I will say by setting goals is good, but you should also be getting those goals. You should take those power leaps. If you want to reach here, you need to put your milestones so clearly and award yourself after achieving every milestone. I tell you, that is the way for you to go. Alright? Okay. I see Manisha's message. Okay, once you have an amazing self-relationship, only then you will expect more from you. Absolutely, Francis, you are right there. Absolutely. Only then you can achieve more, expect more from you. And you know, with that positive talk, your confidence goes up. Everything, you feel that, wow, I'm the best, I can do anything. And you accept yourself. Whenever you're talking to people, you don't keep judging yourself. You just say, wow, I'm doing so good, I am so good, and it shows on your face. That's what confidence, self-relationship is. Now, lot of times it happens that we get distracted. We are on the right path, like somebody says, Adibayo says, success is by setting goals. Yeah, but what happens when I say from here till here, that's your goal, and you start going like this? I'm sure that will take you ages to reach your goal, isn't it? So how do we make sure that we don't get distracted and we reach our goals and we achieve our goals? Tell me. Can anybody tell me? How can you ensure that you achieve your goals by any means? Anything that will guarantee you that you will get your goals. Let's say your simple goal is getting a glass of water from the kitchen. Is it a simple goal to have? Yeah? Alright. Okay. Nobody's answering. Manisha says, put conscious effort to know yourself and grow each day. Wonderful, guys. We are done with self-relationship. Let's move forward towards mindfulness. If I tell you you have to take a glass of water from the kitchen, you know what will happen? You start your journey and in the middle you get your WhatsApp ping. What do? You forget about the water, you start reading that message. While you are reading that message, all of a sudden there is a doorbell. What do? You forget about water, you go and attend the doorbell. And when you see your best friend at the door, you completely forget about your goal of having a simple glass of water. That is how you get distracted. And the one and only way to beat that distraction is to be mindful. You all can be mindful by simply practicing it for doing small things. Like for say you are having a meal. Don't attend to anything else. Don't watch the TV. Don't take your WhatsApps. Don't take any calls. Just put your phone on the silent. Don't get into any discussions with your friends or your family. No. Food means food. Now what did you just do? You analytically trained your mind that when you are having food, you will only have food. So with this small thing, what did you do? Your mind got a clarity that it has to be focused on anything it's doing. Right? Wonderful. Christabel says, speak positively to yourself, being focused and paying attention to the goal. Chinanne, patience says, by being focused and consistent. Absolutely. So when you are focused at your meal, then you will also be focused at your work. You will also be focused at your entertainment. You will always be focused at your friend when you are in a discussion, because your mind knows that this person will not do two things at a time. So I always tell everyone in my sessions that read a book by Eknath Easwaran, which is Take Your Time. That's a wonderful book. And the crux of the book is what I am giving you right now. Be mindful. Always do one thing at a time. When in the morning you get up, when you brush your teeth, you are just brushing. What happens? Your mind goes there. What all I am doing today? This person said this to me. You know what you have to do? Just bring your mind back. Just click and ask your mind to come back to you. That's how you take control of your mind. Don't be harsh to yourself. Oh, why do I think bad? Oh, why do I feel like this? Why I get distracted all the time? I am good for nothing. Please, no, that's disastrous. Don't ever do this negative talk to yourself. Never. Talk positively to yourself and say, hey, come on, where are you going? Tell me, you are dog lovers. Are you dog lovers? Is there any dog lover here? Any dog lover? Nobody loves dogs? Okay. Okay, let's take an example of cats. People love cats here? Show me some thumbs up if you love cats. Nobody loves cats also. I think nobody is an animal lover here like me. I love dogs, I love cats, I love all the animals. I just adore them. They understand me and I understand them. Thank you, Quinsley. Okay, let's stick at the dogs. So when you love your dog and your dog is going somewhere elsewhere where you don't want that dog to go, do you just smash the dog? Do you hit your dog? No. You say, Joey, come back. Tommy, come back. Bailey, come back. That's how you talk to your dog, right? Same way, when your mind is going somewhere else, what do? Hey, come back. Just with all your love and compassion for yourself, ask your mind to come back like this. Don't be harsh on yourself. Don't judge yourself. Just say it with all your love and compassion. ask your mind to come back to you. That's how you actually make sure that you are mindful and you're not going everywhere. All right, thank you so much. I'm happy. Boluvaji also loves dogs. Winsley said so. Who else? Faith loves puppies. Omotolani also loves dogs. Chinene also loves dogs. Temitop also loves dogs. Nelson loves dogs. Adetutu loves dogs. Very, very, very good. Wonderful. I'm so happy. So that's how we train our mind, just like we train dogs. I'll tell you about our brain, a little bit about brain. You know what? I'll tell you about our superpowers, and I will also tell you about the servants in our brain. So what happens? Our brain has about 2,000 servants. Every morning when we get up, our servants also get up. And you know, these servants are very nice and very faithful. They want to help us. So they ask us, anything for us? What should I do today? And we say, brush my teeth. All right, now get ready for office. I go to office, do same monotonous work. I eat my lunch and I come back. So this entire thing, now the servants are very smart. They say that this can be managed by 10 of you. Why should we all 2,000 be up? So they start sleeping. And gradually, one after the other, everybody starts sleeping, and the entire us is being managed by 10 servants from here. Can you beat it? 10 of them. Out of 2,000, we are only using 10 of them. Now you put it in a scientific term and make it boring. Rather, I'll tell you in a very interesting way, right? So, what should you rather do? When you get up every morning, most of you are right-handed, some are lefties also, right? So what do we do? With the same hand which is trained to brush our teeth, we do that. Not everyone is required. What you can rather do is, if you brush your teeth with this hand, start brushing with the other hand. Every day change your routines, change your limbs, do different things from different hands. If you drink water from this hand, start drinking it from the other hand. So that way some other servants also have to do extra job. Read every day, read something new. 20 minutes, put yourself into reading something new. Don't say that I only like fiction, so I'm going to read only fiction. Read different kind of stories, novels, autobiographies, because so much you can learn, so much. Like, let's say if you are reading from some successful person's life, now you know what journey they have taken. So that way you learn from their journey without doing those mistakes. So learn from others' mistakes rather than doing yours again and again. That's how we move. I hope I'm with you guys. Can you hear me, everyone? I don't see any messages and I feel nervous that you are not with me. The technology can be a little defeating at times. Wonderful. So you hear me. Beautiful. Yeah. Read something new every day. Make new friends. Meet new people. Newness always brings something, that curiosity, that exuberance. So when you explore about yourself, you meet a new yourself, meet a new you, which is why I always say be better, and my company's name is also Be Better, because I always feel that we can be much better than our present selves, right? All right. So while I was talking about while I was talking about this mindfulness, and then I spoke about the 2000 servants in your brain, I said we'll talk about something else about brain. That is our superpowers. So you can give me pointers when you want to know something, okay? So we have two superpowers. We can either use them or abuse them. The first superpower is our memory. What do we do? When you remember things, do you remember the good things or do you remember the bad things? Do you remember break-offs? Do you remember your failures? Or do you remember your success, your point of glory, when you were happy, when you did something amazing? So, always use this superpower. When you want to remember something, remember good things, remember good friends, remember good relatives, remember good incidents, good situations, your success. That's what you have to remember. Leave the boring part, leave the sad part behind. Same way, when you are imagining, always imagine a beautiful future for yourself. Never ever imagine your failures. When you start a goal, let's say whatever your goal is, just be there. Feel that goal. Let's say if you want to be a huge businessman, start believing you are that businessman from today. Start living that businessman's life in your mind first, because everything happens here first and then it happens in reality. And your mind can be tricked. Your mind does not differentiate between truth and illusion. So trick your mind that you are going to be there and you are that, right? So whatever you have thought for yourself, just be there. Once you start being there, there is no going back. You are your hero, and heroes, they never fail. They just keep moving ahead. Even if they fail, what they do? They get up and move ahead. So you are a cluster, a group, a bundle of mistakes you make, and those mistakes becomes your experience. So you keep moving ahead and ahead in your life, and those failures are behind you and you are a successful person. Good. So beautiful. So you are repeating what I am saying. Memory. Always remember good things. Never imagine your failures. Yeah, you have to imagine your success. And even if failure comes, just get up and move ahead. Is imagining the second superpower or a sub of memory? These are two superpowers, memory and imagination. These are two. So memory, good memories. Imagination, imagine success, and success guaranteed, I tell you. And most important is, know what is your success statement. That you can only know if you know yourself. So I did a complete circle, right? What is success? What is self? What is success for you and your mind? How to train your mind? How desperately you should go for success? What is balanced life? Balanced life is about these four factors, and you cannot be riding high on all these four factors, because the same energy is used to pamper, take care of your family, take care of your personal growth, take care of your health, take care of your friends. So you have to understand when to prioritize what and gradually move ahead. And why don't you take your family in confidence? If you have a target for you for this 1 year, tell your family that I will be a little absurd. Trust me, stay with me, don't mind me going there, don't mind me working extra hours, don't mind me working late, because this 1 year I want to give to my work. And see how your spouse, your partner is going to support you, because you asked for that help. The problem is, we always feel that you will get smaller when you ask for help. Never. Ask with all your love and ask with all your sincerity, and your family will stand with you always. Okay. So what happens, we have this little voice which always stops us from doing things. Don't do this or this will happen. Don't do that, you are not good at it. Tell me if I am participating in a run and my little voice keeps telling me, you can't run anymore. Look at the other participants, they are so better than you. Tell me, will you win? Will you be able to win? If your little voice is always telling you that you can't win, you can't win, will you be able to win that way? Never. Because your legs are moving faster, but your mind is stopping you, pulling you behind. So what is important is, your little voice should be trained to talk positively, and your little voice will only get tamed, talk positive, if you snub that little voice and have a strong self relationship and talk only positive to yourself. Your pep talk will always give you your best performance. Do you agree with me? Now let me see the time. Okay, we have 15 minutes more. So if you have any particular questions to yourself, please go ahead and ask those. Anything for yourself, anything from me, anything from India, whatever you want to ask. Indians love you. Tell me, which part of Nigeria are you all from? I was reading a little about Nigeria, but then I don't know which part of Nigeria are you all from. Tell me, somebody. You want to answer that? Which part of Nigeria are you all from? I'm from India. I'm from Chandigarh. It's a city in Punjab. Tell me. I'm looking for your questions. Or I'll tell you a story. Cameroon. Quinsley is from Cameroon. Thank you for answering, Quinsley. Okay, let me tell you a story on relationships. I think we spoke about success, we spoke about self-relationship. Let's talk about relationship on a larger perspective. You know, your partner, Southeast, Ogun State in Nigeria. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Once upon a time, there were porcupines, living together. You all understand what are porcupines? The ones with those, thorns on their body. So it was the coldest winter of their life, and they were feeling very cold. They were feeling very cold. So they all thought of getting together, cuddle, so that they don't feel very cold. So they all came together. When they came together, they got bruised. Everybody started bleeding, and they had each other's thorns hurting each other. So they again thought of dispersing and staying in their own corners. But then the porcupines, they started to die because of cold. After seeing all the deaths, they decided to again come closer to each other and bear the bruise. Now things went well, the winters were gone, and all of them could live together. That's how relationships are. If you want to live a longer life, little bit of hurt, take it. Doesn't matter. It's cold, and if you are together in those relationships with little bruises, that's okay. You will get over those, and you will be living happily. I see everybody sharing their Ishmael Cole. I am from Liberia. Ogun, Monrovia, beautiful. Anybody wants to ask any question particularly to your success, your life, your sustainability for a balanced life, or anywhere where you don't agree with me and you are in doubt now, please go ahead and ask me. We have 10 minutes more. Let's do an activity. Are you up for an activity? You want to know the power of your mind? Let's do an activity. Roll with the punches. How do you handle stress that come with the new you, like work? Okay, let's first do an activity. You want to know the power of your brain? Just spread your hands, spread them as far as you can. Just spread them as far as you can. I'm hoping that everybody is spreading their hands. Now, I'll show you a magic here. I hope you all are spreading your arms like this, like this, like this. Okay. Now, tell your mind that you can do better. You can spread them farther. Now, 1, 2, 3. Try it farther. You were like this. Now go farther. See, your hands will go even farther, even farther. Okay, come back now. Release. Tell me, did you see the power of your mind? Could your arms spread farther when you told your arms to do that? Honestly tell me. Yes, no. Could your arms go farther when you started telling your mind? Tell me the truth. Stephen is asking, how do you stop the little voice from within from stopping you from being your best? Stephen, the answer is coaching. Coaching got me into a very, very clear clarity about my own self, my strongest space I am in. Now, when my little voice starts telling me, Anu, you can't do it, I just snub it there and then. Shut up, I can do it. Because my mind is analytically trained now. I am in self-love. I have some tools which I implement on myself. I learned from it. I got transformed and I started implementing on all my coaches. And we have a huge mastermind who help each other. We have accountability partners who help each other. If I go back on my past mistakes, my friends in my mastermind will knock me off and say, come back, this is not you. You are much, much better than this. This is how you can train your little voice. And amazing. Okay, Quinsley says arms did spread farther. Peaceful Cake Pobari also says could go farther. Yes, further, further, further. Yes, it did. Meleki Adetutu, wonderful. So guys, this is how you can train your mind. You can train your little voice also. Just tell yourself the right thing. So Quinsley here asked question, when you ask for help from family and friends to understand with you on your sudden intense drive towards your goals and they don't support you, what should you do? Quinsley, it so happens. It happens at times. You know, you are victimizing yourself. You are getting into that victim mode of yours. You have to show that passion for your goals. I tell you, your family will understand. They will support you. But first, you have to support yourself. Love yourself and tell yourself, I am enough for myself. Write it on your wardrobes, and somewhere in your wardrobe stick a paper where you write, I complete myself, I am enough for myself, I love my goal, I am going to be there very soon. If you're saying, if you want to be a CEO, say I am a CEO, and see, like this you will start achieving your goals, or you will start smoothly walking towards your goals. Next question is, how do you handle stress that comes with the new you like work? With the new you like work? I didn't get it, Christabel. Can you rephrase it? You said, how do you handle stress that comes with the probably new work? New work, I will say stress that comes with the new work. Let's talk about stress. The first thing is, I always say it in all my sessions to all my coaches, stress is equal to shoes. Whenever you feel stressed out, just wear your shoes and go for a run and just get over your stress. During the run, you can think and think and think and get over that stressful situation. Exercise is the key. If you do exercise, if you go for a run, your stress is reduced much. And yes, it helps if you can say yourself that I love myself. You can repeat it any number of times. It's always less. How do you handle stress? We did that. I'm just scrolling to check if I can answer any questions you have. Would you mind putting your questions once again here? Okay, your mind doesn't differentiate between truth and illusion. Exactly, it doesn't. David Aditutu, if you can please put the questions from entire chat here only. I've just scrolled all the chat. It's a long thread. Somebody is repeating. Boluwaji says stress is equal to shoes. Exactly, it is. And stress is actually not very bad also. If you see, we use pressure cooker. So when you put the vegetable in a pressure cooker, it is only cooked by that pressure. Same way, at times we have little stress, so we can simply compartmentalize our time. Take half an hour of the day to only worry about the stress. That this half an hour I am only going to take stress, and the remaining day sort out your stress and start working on your actually points of stress. Very simple. If you have some situation, if you can do something about it, then go ahead, do it. If you can't do anything about it, then why worry? It is anyways going to happen. We will worry when it happens, Okay, you started a new work and it stresses your brain. How do you handle it? Christabel, I think I answered it partially, but again, see, if this work is giving you only stress, if it is not fulfilling your calling, then it is actually not meant for you. You have to keep thinking what actually gives you a spark, what you actually love. Work on that. So probably this is not the right work for you. Think about it. Okay. Onyebuchi says, I am an introvert. How do I maintain a happy, positive, enthusiastic mindset? I keep fighting with my mind every morning. I listen to motivational talks, but it's still a struggle. I'm always moody. Okay. Oh, sorry. Then, an emotional cause, I am a melancholy. What do I do? Why you have to be, always extrovert? Introverts have an awesome life. Actually, this lockdown is so comfortable for introvert people. They don't have to face a lot of people. They don't have to meet a lot of people. And Social networking anyways allows them to interact with a lot of people in their own cocoon, in their own shells. So introverts have an amazing life. I mean, not everyone has to be extrovert. I am not very extrovert, but I am good at what I love and what I do. So you have to find your calling, which you are good at, which you love to do, which people need, and what you get paid for. That's a Japanese term called ikigai. I don't know how it's pronounced. It might be a wrong pronunciation, but ikigai means the purpose of being. So probably you have to introspect more and find your purpose of work. That is all. You don't have to worry. You don't have to feel bad about what is happening. How do you measure your success in life? Frank, thank you so much for that question. I hope you joined a little late. I spoke about it. Success is very personal. Don't say success as success. My success. Now, I was earning a huge, handsome package back then in my job, but I was not feeling successful. It was not success for me. I left it. I started something else which was not paying me that much, but I felt successful. So success is very personal. You have to define your success. And believe me, this COVID thing has happened. People are feeling as if, don't know what will happen now. Everything has gone from bad to worse. Please, nothing has happened. You are probably going to live for ages, 70, 80, 90, 100 years. And out of that, only 2 months have gone, probably 3. All right. Nothing. You have a target of 12 months annually. Just imagine it was a year of 10 months. Why worry so much? See, we don't have to prove anything to anybody else. If we are sane from our mind, if we are happy, if we know our success, if we are on that journey towards our success, then nothing has happened. COVID has come, COVID will go. It has taken 2 months from our lives, but then the best part is it's globally there. Even if you are thinking that you are little behind, imagine the terms of race have changed for everyone. If you had to run till here, the target has probably moved a little farther. So if you had to achieve something, it has changed, the paradigm has changed for everyone. It has gone even farther for all of you, not just you. Globally it has happened. Just think, there should be no barricades in your mind, right? Nothing stopping you. You are the best. If you don't feel that way, shout. Shout on top of your voice that I'm the best, I'm the best. Every day you start doing it, you will be the best. That's what I feel, and that's what I do. What are some elements of self-motivation? Self-motivation. Elements of self-motivation. First and the most important, or I should say the only element, is self-relationship. Have a strong self-relationship. Know yourself. Be aware of yourself, your strengths. Love yourself. Pep talk to yourself, and you will be motivating you all the time. Yes, you are the best. Keep telling yourself, and you will certainly be the best. David, I hope everyone enjoyed the session. I hope you all enjoyed the session. I enjoyed your participation a lot. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that we could interact today. If any of you wish to follow my topics of talks, I am on YouTube by the name Performance Coach Anuradha. search me on YouTube. I talk about topics like self-worth, commitment, happiness. Happiness is my subject. So I'm doing a lot of research on it. I'm writing a book on this. You can see my co-author here, Manisha Gupta. Yeah, she's very actively supporting me. Thank you and love you, Manisha, for helping me in the session. So Manisha Gupta is my co-author, and she is a subject expert on emotional intelligence. And I learned a lot about emotional intelligence from her. And we have together written about 30 odd chapters of our book, plus about 8,000 words still. So thank you so much for all the hearts, all the love. Wish you all the best. If still you feel like understanding, knowing more, then you can reach out to me on Facebook. You can ask David or you can ask Aditutu about my credentials. They will share it with you, and we will be more than happy to help you. Thank you, Manisha. Mind opening session, Coach Anuradha. Thanks, Satan. Thank you so much, darling. I am so happy you could attend the entire session from your busy schedule and your busy little daughter. I know she must be needing your time. Enjoy yourself, everyone. David, thank you so much for the opportunity to talk to all of you, and wish you all a very, very happy anniversary. Enjoy this happiness of completing 1 year, and lots of love, lots of light to you. Bye-bye.